Hello everyone. My name is Nathan Kotas, and this is my exercise 3 video I will be presenting. We are team 3, and that includes Freddie, Mark, myself, Savannah, and Sophie. And with that, we can get ahead and get right into the video. And so, when looking at evaluating the data quality, there's two quality factors that contribute to poor data quality, and this is inaccurate data and inconsistent data. And so, as you can imagine, inaccurate data, if the data isn't correct or has flaws within it, then it's not going to be reliable and it's not valid to the conclusions you make. And then inconsistent data, you want the data to be consistent throughout the file or whatever data set you're pulling from, because you still can't make conclusions if it's not accurate or consistent data. And so, how to measure selected quality factors. So this could be three things we mentioned. First, ratio of data to errors, the errors. Number two, number of empty values. And three, data transformation error. And so the first one, ratio of data to errors. So there's going to be errors within the data typically no matter what. So we would like there to be at least more correct data than the errors, and then that would give us a reassurance that the data we're pulling from is quality data and isn't filled with errors. Number of empty values. And so when looking at 10 columns, for example, and there's 9 pieces of data filled out in 10 columns, well, you're missing one of those factors that could be crucial in pulling takeaways and conclusions from it. And so data transformation error. So the data set that we chose is off of Kaggle, and when pulling a data set and downloading it from another uh, file or somewhere that's not on your computer that you're working from, there's always the chance of messing the data up or some of the data being lost. And so just making a couple key checks to make sure that the data is still fully there and that it was transferred properly and is still quality. And so quality improvement plan to remedy the data quality issues. We thought fixing the issues manually by working directly with the source. And so, like I said before, we can implement some checks into those, into the data sets to make sure it's reliable and accurate and inconsistent, following back up to some of the things that contribute to poor data quality. And so, understanding data characteristics and distribution, data types, and missing data. So, first, data types, we identified two, and the entity and code is Varchar, and then the second, hydropower, solar, wind, and others, double. And so when looking at the data set that I'll pull up towards the end of this, we can see some of these things that I'm missing or mentioning. And then the next vector is missing data. And so some of the data that we are missing in the data set that we chose is the years 2019 through 2022 of every country. And so the data goes back to 2018 and before then, but once it hits 2019, the data has not been updated for more recent times. And then also, not all the countries are included in the data set. So going back to some issues that lead to poor data is consistency. And so without having the countries all included into the data set, it's not consistent, therefore creating some issues. And so this is a screenshot of the bar graphs from our data set, and you can see that the columns are labeled unique, null, blank, pattern count, mean, median, and it keeps going. Those aren't the only ones. And then on the left side, you can see what was mentioned earlier: code, entity, hydropower, other renewables, solar, wind, and year. And so this is just a quick breakdown of some of the tools and abilities we had to use when manipulating the data in our data set. And that is the end of the slideshow. I thought I would pull up the raw data. Here is the data set we're pulling from. It has, you can go to the right, go to the left, and it has the countries here, and it continues to go for quite a while. I won't go through all of that, but just wanted to give a quick visualization of what we're working with. And with that, that will conclude my video, and can't wait to keep working on this.